Hello, everybody. Welcome back to I Still Refuse to Believe January 9th, 2024 exists. It does not exist, but that's just a theory. I am Del Salvador. Ignore my skeleton couch, but do pay attention to my instruments back there because they're very nice. And this is Psynwave, musical tangents. So, as you might know, I like to cover music on this channel that does not exactly get the attention it deserves a lot of the time, whether it be just a genre most people don't know about or has a lot of stigma, a band that's just kind of faded into obscurity that doesn't even deserve to in the slightest, etc., etc. And this is one of those cases. This album is a mashup album, so therefore has a bunch of genres in it, I guess, but it's basically just its own thing, mashups or whatever. And I know a lot of people probably don't even know what mashups are, I guess. Well, maybe within a certain younger generation they do because memes and stuff, but at least, I think probably more people wouldn't really categorize it as real music. But at the end of the day, it's music, and it's a form of expression. So it's music, at least to me, right? So I feel like one of the things that um, I feel like in the past couple years, the standard for mashup albums, because there are albums, um, have been getting higher and higher. Um, and I don't know how to explain this, but there's just been before, like let's say like 5, even like 2 years ago, maybe not two, even like let's say 3 years ago, maybe four, right around that time. Um, Mashups were still kind of a major meme thing. Even artists like Neil Cicerega, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think that's the guy I'm thinking of. Even artists like him who actually do make albums, they're not really anything more than memes or just songs that sound really good mashed up together, and that's kind of it. But with this album and a couple other artists like Jazzwave and such, right? You have these people who take these songs that not only are vastly different songs that you would never ever expect to go together at all, more so than usual mashups, but also um, they'll make these insane pairings sound great, which again, um, usually the more insane the pairing, the rarer you find that kind of stuff, just out of people on their own taste. But also, what's really cool about what's been happening the past 2 years or few years or so is that sometimes on the very rare occasion, like the very best, at least for me and right now in this point in time, right, the very best ones will, with the songs they take and they remix or so, whether it be the titles of the original songs or the lyrics, they will actually change the meaning of the songs in this new context. And even like one of the songs on here, I Can't Feel Our House, has it's like probably like five, six, seven songs, and it ends up forming this whole story out of these other songs. And that is just, this is probably one of the most big brain to mashup albums I've seen probably at all. And I hope to see more of this kind of stuff. But what do I mean by all this? All right, what do I mean by this? Well, as I said before, of course, all mashups, or at least a lot of them, usually thrive off of insane pairings, and that's part of the enjoyment of mashup albums too. I feel like if a mashup song was the exact, let's say the songs it sampled didn't exist and this was its own song, right? They're okay. A lot of times they're okay. They're grooving. They're fine. I think most of the enjoyment of listening to mashups is especially albums like this or mashups where it's a bunch of songs in one song that don't and and they don't tell you what songs are on the title. The beauty of it is you're listening to a song and it's a song you like, and then when the second song comes in and it's also a song you like and it works with the other song, it's just a really, really good feeling. It's really hard to explain. It's like, oh my god, I know that. Oh, I know that song. It's great. It's a huge serotonin explosion almost. And when you get song pairings that are just totally insane, like some of the ones on here, like A Window to the Wall, for example, where it's Pink Floyd and Little John and a song from the Matilda movie, it tends to even, especially because it works, especially, it tends to blow your mind even more. Because, when you're listening to something like Pink Floyd, you don't expect something like Little John to come on, and then you also don't expect for it to work, and then it does. And if you're a fan of both songs, then it's just a very, very interesting experience. I don't know how to, so I don't I don't normally say this. I don't think I said this ever really for albums, at least on the channel. But like, I kind of want to give a spoiler warning. I would definitely recommend going to listen to this album first before you listen to me talk about it, because again, me going over all these songs, I'm gonna go over what the songs they sample are, and I feel like that will ruin some of the experience, on a listening perspective, especially for a first time listen. So I would definitely recommend you listen to this album first. Specifically, Psynwave has a video where it's the full album in one video, and it's basically one continuous song as well. They all bleed into each other. Some of them have multiple parts. Some even switch songs by the half verse or half line. Like sometimes they switch like crazy. Um, in the video, it's a visual video, and whatever song is playing, he will show on screen, like the music video or what have you, right? And some songs are only playing for like literally half a second or so. So it really gives you some context and really helps just show you what you're hearing in case you miss certain things. Because sometimes the instrumentals will be layered, or the vocals they'll have three different vocal lines from three different songs, what have you. So I recommend watching that first. Anyways, so the first song starts off, Industry Victory starts off with I forget the song name, damn it. It's I believe it's Lil Nas. I could be totally wrong, but it's Industry Baby. I forget who wrote the song. Um, as the instrumental, and then it's Sweet Victory from SpongeBob on top as well, which really works. And all these songs, if you look at them closely, again, they have like a meaning of some kind, and they'll take the original songs, kind of twist them on their heads a lot, right? So, Industry Victory, I don't exactly get it, but I think it's just more like an intro to the album. Like, this is what to expect, maybe. I could be missing something too, so feel free to comment if you know what this one's about. But after they get to the first chorus or so, it goes from Industry Baby and SpongeBob to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, specifically the opera section, and then to the SpongeBob main theme song, and it with how he splices the lyrics together, it is absolutely insane how well it works and how well the syllables sync up and everything. But oh my god, it's insane, and only gets more insane as the album goes on. I kind of spoiled it before, but A Window to the Wall starts off with Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall, but then Little John, with the song Get Low, those lyrics come in, and then at some point, Paralyzer by Finger 11 comes in with the instrumental over top of the Pink Floyd instrumental, and those already work insanely well. And honestly, I know G-Funk is kind of a thing, and this kind of gives a similar vibe, kind of, but I'd really like to see some rappers experiment with this kind of sound. I don't listen to a lot of rap and hip hop, so maybe there has been, but I'd really like to see some rap with instrumentals like this, where it's kind of a funk-esque driven instrumental. And then we go into Mad Taxi, which is a combination of Mad City from Kendrick Lamar and parts of, I don't know if it's dialogue or what, because I haven't played it, but something to do with Mad Taxi, the arcade game, or video game at least. Maybe it's not that old to be an arcade game. Probably isn't, now that I think about it. And then you have All I Want from The Offspring. I think that's what the song title is called. Might be wrong on that. And I don't think this one is as much as a bop to me as the first two, but he does some. I don't know. I've never thought I'd say this, but the censoring goes real hard on this song. He does. I don't want to say anything again to we're spoilers, but also just what he's censoring. I'm probably not allowed to say, for sure not allowed to say, but he does some really interesting wordplay with the censoring, which is really it is definitely something on a first listen. Holy shit! Then we go into I Wanna, which is a mix of Spice Girls, Wannabe, and a whole bunch of other songs. A whole bunch. There's We Don't Speak Americano. There is there's the Rugrats theme. There's Salt and Pepper Push It. There's so many songs in here, and he takes the song that is about friendship and female girl power. Let's go, I guess, and he flips it into them really, 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 really wanting a baby, like a child. By the way, I forgot Baby Shark is also in this song as well. And this song is definitely one of the more filled out and chaotic mixes. There's a lot of things going on. And again, the video would help for this. But again, the amount of genius this takes where, again, all these songs are very different songs, very different, from very different eras too. And they not only all work together so well, but it totally flips the meaning of the Spice Girls song and other songs too, like with lyrics in the Spice Girls song, of course, if you want to be my lover, blah 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 blah. Baby Shark song, Rugrats theme comes in, Salt and Pepper Push It. They have changes and Seal Kiss from a Rose for literally half a second each, probably even less, back to back, for one line. It's just totally insane. And then we go into Higher Than the Empire State. This is probably the weakest one for me. I don't know. I get a really weird feeling on the second chorus of this song. By the way, just to let you know, all these songs are very short. It's more like one long song. This album's only 20 minutes long anyways. It's a very short album. And all the songs are only like a minute to 2 minutes. None are longer than 3 minutes. They're all between 1 and 3 minutes. But the second chorus of this song, I don't know why. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't know how to explain. It's a really weird feeling. I don't know if that's because the three songs it samples, the vocals are mixed very, very, very as different as it could possibly be. You have Kanye West. It's not coming up much higher. I forget the actual song name, but it's those lyrics. There's a bunch of songs I don't even know the names of, to be honest, but it's a song about getting high, higher than the Empire State, of course. I don't know. This is probably the song that I know most of these songs. This is the only song where I don't know like pretty much every song in this song, at least not by name. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's one of the more lower moments, like lower, not as hype, I guess. It's not a quiet song, but it's not a slow song. It's not a ballad, but when you're coming off of something like I Wanna and Mad Taxi, where they're very driving, this is kind of a step back a bit, And then we have Irate Sins Used to Know, which is a mix of Got Ease, Somebody Out, Somebody Used to Know, and then you have they do some really cool stuff with the switching perspectives of the original song, where the first half it is, if I'm remembering right, oh man, this is all kind of fading. To be honest, it's all kind of melding to one experience for me, but I'm pretty sure that the instrumental is I Write Sins Not Tragedies, and then the vocals is Somebody Used to Know, and then for the female half of that song, it switches to the instrumental switches to the Dexter's Laboratory theme of all things, and again it works. And again, if you know the context of all these songs, it works really well in terms of concept. At the very end, he changes the Panic at the Disco. He does some like chopping up the lyrics to change the Panic at the Disco lyrics to I chimed in with "Have you two ever heard of Therapy?" which is again kind of really funny on the first listen, just comes out of nowhere. Then we have "I Can't Feel Our House" or just "Can't Feel Our House." Probably definitely one of the better songs on this album for sure. I forget this album gets better as it goes on. There's a little dip in the middle, but "I Can't Feel Our House" and "A Bite of the Pizzeria" are definitely the better of this album. Both of them feature probably the most amount of songs per song, I guess, in them. Where "I Can't Feel Our House" has stuff from, I forget their name, but the not the Outback, but whatever, the Australian band I'm blanking on. I apologize. Tenacious D. There is The Weeknd. There is so many songs packed in this song. There's the "Our House" is in the middle of the street song. There's that one, and it basically this whole thing. They have all these songs that create this story about just a mythical house that just pops up places, and then people go in and they don't come out or something. And then with "A Bite of the Pizzeria," um, isn't it, man? I wanted to do this video yesterday, at least for a long time, but I should have did it yesterday because you know what? Of all things, this is about FNAF, and if you caught the joke at the very start of this video, you'll know that Matt from Game Theory is gonna step back soon. Which I apologize if this is where you're hearing that news from, but if you're watching me, a guy with fucking like 30 subs, 30 subscribers, I'm pretty sure you heard this somewhere else already. Point being, Bite of the Pizzeria is about FNAF, the Five Nights at Freddy games, and if you know about the games, this song again is very, very genius. And there's Whitney Houston. I think it's "I Want to Dance with Somebody." Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. There is Michael Jackson "Thriller." There is Kid Cudi with "Day and Night." There is Rockwell. "Feel Like Someone's Watching Me," or whatever that song is called. There's a whole bunch of songs in this. A couple songs I don't know. One looks to be from like an old song, probably like a 60s song, probably, like definitely an old song. And he literally says "purple person eater" or something like that, which that blew my mind when I first heard this, because if you know about the FNAF lore or so, the purple guy is like a murderer in these games, right? So the fact that this obscure song from like the 60s or so he happened to find or whatever, that could not be more relevant in this song is just, I don't know, it's just insane to me. Like, holy shit, this is a very big brained album, especially these two songs. Oh yeah, I forgot. "Window to the Wall." I wanted to bring up that song is about like rebellion. I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention that when I was talking about that song. But yeah, then we're gonna go into "Happy Hour," which is kind of self-explanatory. And you have "Happy" from Pharrell Williams. You have "Tequila" from the Champs, I believe they're called. And then out of fucking nowhere, "Seabat" comes in. So clearly this song is about sex and alcohol and what have you. But Seabat comes in and just replaces the instrumental, and then he takes the Seabat riff, or the Seabat, like the synth, right? Yeah, the synth. That's what I meant. He takes the Seabat synth, and then he plays the tequila saxophone melody with the Seabat riff, with the Seabat drums, and holy shit, does that go harder than it should be. This is like, you're gonna listen to this song and you're gonna vibe the fuck out, and then you're gonna have to apologize for the angel that died during your impure thoughts, because this song pretty much is a sin. This should not work. It is awful, but it just works. It's great, and it's awful. Then we have the last song, "We Don't Make Meme Mashups." Now, this song is probably one of the more ones that are leaning towards the gimmick and not towards making a banger song. and it's still good. It's still good. It's just not as good as like Window to the Wall or Mad Taxi or so. But it's basically just all of the overplayed memes, the really overplayed ones, are all put together in this song. And I don't think I've seen that anywhere. At least very rarely. The only time I've seen it anywhere else is the SoundCloud mega mixes, which if you're around from a couple of years ago, you might remember those. If you're part of a size community or so. Um, but I don't really see a lot of people taking a lot of meme specific songs and put them all into one song. But there's Rick Astley, I'm Gonna Give You Up. There's Cardi B, WAP. There's Soldier Boy with that one song Superman or so. There's Gangnam Style, just Space Jam, all the overplayed ones, specifically the overplayed ones. Surprisingly, C.B.A.D is not here. Maybe I guess it's just not overplayed enough and for long enough. But give it 10 years, maybe we'll get there. All Stars in there too, and this album ends with all these songs playing at once. Um, that's a thing I forgot to mention. With this song, the backing track, the instrumental is "We Don't Talk About Bruno," and from the Disney movie that I forget the name of, I think it's Enchanto or so. So basically, this song's concept is all these overplayed meme songs that are overplayed, and that's just the thing. So at the very end of the song, they're playing every single song at once. They even throw some new ones in, like Bare Naked Ladies, 1 Week, as well. I think this is when All Star comes in as well at around this point. And then the album ends, and then Psynwave himself apologizes for wasting our time with this garbage. It is not garbage. It's great. I actually really like this album cover too. It kind of looks like a vaporwave album cover, or even like a synthwave one, but mostly vaporwave. But yeah, this album, this mashup album, for being mashups, definitely is one of the better mashup albums I've heard ever. And I feel like just it keeps getting better and better as it goes on. For me, it rarely dips. It is enjoyable the entire way through. Definitely mind blowing at some points. I feel like this has raised the standard for mashup albums too, because there's been other artists that do similar things, like Jazzwave's done a couple songs, like this, like Summoning Circle, for example. But I don't think we've had an album or even some songs besides that one, besides like Summoning Circle, right? I don't think we've had like a whole lot of songs, let alone a whole album, do flipping the songs around to that degree this many times and to this extent. I feel like this is setting the bar for right now, and it's interesting because it's funny because out of all the music genres I would see like evolving and changing, mashups was not one of them. But if you don't like, even if you don't like mashups, or if you don't ever like any experience with them, I would definitely check out this album. Again, make sure to watch the full video of the album, um, just that version of the album, because he has the visuals, all that kind of stuff. It makes the listening experience a lot better. And yeah, this album is probably gonna be like an 8 or a 9. Like honestly, like it's really good, like really good. Yeah, there's very little I could complain about, like very little. You know, the only thing I complained was like some mixing things. Like again, like on Higher the Empire State. That's just because the original songs assembled from are very differently mixed on their own. So it's just gonna happen. That's fine. And it's hard to criticize, a song not being groovy enough or catchy enough because he's kind of at the limit or at the mercy of the original songs. So, you know, I'll give him passes on that, right? Because again, let's say if Higher Than Empire State was an original composition, yeah, I'd say it's kind of a boring song, but it's okay. But considering, in this context, it's pretty good for the context. Yeah, I'd give this 8 or 9. That's gonna be it. Yeah. So if you like what you see, please subscribe. Please like. I try to cover artists and music and genres and albums and all that kind of stuff that don't get enough attention they deserve. I feel like the mainstream music artists or reviewers and reaction videos don't touch on things outside of the mainstream a lot of the time. So, I kind of want to give some people who definitely deserve some attention, and also some new releases that, do pique my interest personally, like, whenever Swans release something, or King Gizzard, or maybe, I don't know, other bands that I just personally like. I'll, I'll catch up on modern, you know, real time releases, but I mainly want to explore, things like, Vocaloid, Vaporwave mashups, just indie bands, that kind of stuff, right? And also, in terms of reaction videos, I don't know a lot about techno or EDM music, I guess. I don't know a lot about rap or country or jazz, so I want to react to a lot of those albums specifically. There won't be a lot of metal in those because I know a lot of metal already. But yeah, like, if you want to, this is a great place if you want to find some new music, find interesting music, especially. Um, and yeah, just, I feel like, it's a very good idea. I'm being honest, I think it's a very good idea to watch all of my videos because, again, I'm pretty, I mean, if you've heard of this already, good for you. If you've heard of, I doubt you've heard of something like, what was that one noise album I covered that had like, like double digit views on the videos? I don't know. Anyways, some of the people I cover are pretty obscure. So if you already know them, cool on you, but most likely you don't. So I'd suggest watching all my videos because you might find something that turns out to be your favorite album, or at least some favorite artist, something like that. Because as we all know, at least nowadays, good music and mainstream music and pop music are very different things. Good music is not always going to be in the mainstream. And that's going to be it. All right. Thanks for watching.